So today on NICU Conversations, we talk to a man who needs no introduction. I'm sure when we get into the conversation, you know who we are talking about. I'm honored to speak to Chairman General, the host of the biggest morning show in Ghana. Chairman.
Yes, Niku Mama.
I was about to say welcome, but we are in your house, so I hope.
Well, so welcome to all of us. Welcome to your show. Welcome to my little
time
office.
For us. We know you are super busy.
Well, I try.
Before we start our conversation, I'd like to say thank you so much for supporting us. I think the first time we met physically was in November, World Prematurity Day. And then I think when I left, people were asking, do you know him? Have you met him? Because you went all out for us, supporting us personally and then tripping up support from others as well. We are so grateful.
My pleasure.
All right. So many people know the work you do with Kokrokoo Charities, and would want to find out. You do work in NICU. Of all the things you could have done, why did you settle on NICU?
Why not NICU? There are so many areas that need attention. You just need to pick one. Okay. And for me also, the most important thing is that NICU directly affects the future because it's about babies. It's about the present. And so if we don't safeguard the present, the future would be in trouble. Moreover, no baby has asked to be born. I mean, a child is born because two consenting adults normally would meet and the rest do all their own business, and the business ends up with a child who doesn't even understand what's happening around him. And they are most vulnerable, they are very vulnerable at that age. And I just thought, look, why not? I mean, I've had an experience, personal experience with preterm babies. And then when we looked at our NICU situation in this country, it was woefully inadequate, and said, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can support this. And so far, we've done 47 incubators. Wow. It's been tough. We said 100. It looks like we bit more than we could chew, but we're still chewing. 47
is a good number because I know the cost of incubators, the type you are.
Yeah, the type we're doing is $10,000.
Wow.
And so with 47 incubators, that's $470,000 plus its attendant logistics, training of technical people, even moving the equipment. You know how very delicate infant incubators are. We've been to far-flung places like Wa, Navrongo, Bongo, Bolga, Pristia Honi Valley. To transport it alone, the cost of transporting it alone is quite steep. But so far, so good. Even though it's taken quite a while, we're almost at a halfway mark.
Wow. And
it's tough, but let's see how it goes.
What's the feedback you get from these NICUs, you know, when you donate these?
The feedback is amazing. Sometimes it will bring tears to your eyes. I remember in Sawam Government Hospital, when we sent the incubators there, I think on a Thursday. A Sunday they had a preterm birth.
Wow, so they didn't have incubators
at all?
No,
there was no incubator. The Sunday they had a preterm birth. And the doctor was so excited, he called thanking us. In Tamale, for example, Tamale Teaching Hospital, I think has one of the cutest NICUs I've ever seen.
Wow.
It's very well established, you know. You may sit in Accra and think that because Tamale seems far away, they may not have, but I like the Tamale Teaching Hospital NICU Center. They have a place for mothers. About 20, mothers can be fit into that room.
That's cool.
Spend the night if they want. It has mattresses for them. They can do their kangaroo care if they want. So the mothers have an area. There's also another waiting area before the NICU itself, and it's quite well appointed. We gave them 3 incubators. They've been biggest beneficiaries, or the highest beneficiaries with 3 incubators. And the doctors, the nurses, the paramedics, the mothers, the looks on their faces, it's touching. It's sometimes the tears come when you look at those babies, some of them as young as 6 months, and they look so scrawny, and you're not sure if they'll make it.
They'll make it or not.
And we had one death, very painful one, at Kwami Government Hospital, where this poor woman had a 7-month-old baby and had to be transported from Kofodia, because Kofodia also has quite a good facility.
Yes, I've been to the Kofodia facility.
But it was full. And they had to wait, and you could not determine how long that wait
it
would be
take.
for.
Yeah.
So she took the risk, and they drove the infant, less than 4 days old, drove all the way to Kokrokoo Government Hospital, eventually found an incubator. That they were there to donate 2 incubators. They found the incubator all right, but I think it was a bit too late.
Too late, yeah.
You know, and the child died. And this woman went hysterical and was, you know, it's a painful sight to see a mother having lost a child like that. And so when we get the feedback, we're excited. But the good feedback also puts us in trouble, because then a lot more people are asking, a lot of requests are coming through. But we'll do what we can.
So I was about asking, how do you select your beneficiary facilities for the incubator?
It's a bit of a random thing. 1, some bring letters. 2, some bring verbal requests. 3, sometimes we decide, Charlie, let's go and check this hospital out. But then when the letters come or the requests come, or we go to any hospital, what we do is a needs assessment.
Okay.
We've always done that. 1, we want to check if you have an alternative source of power.
Because incubators must
They
never
go off.
go off.
They never go off.
Yes.
So it's either a generator, whatever source of power that you have as an alternative.
Supplement, yeah.
That is 1. 2, you have trained staff. Some people think that just turning the incubator on is enough. The temperatures that you have to have, the level of light, the UV rays, you know, these are technical things that you must be trained. So we're sure that the nurses, the doctors, or the technicians understand exactly what they're doing. And then if your inflow is high enough,
the number of cases
you get is commensurate with giving you maybe 1 or 2 incubators, and we can afford it, then we throw it in.
Okay.
So we look at all these factors before we donate an incubator.
Let's come back to funding. I know you mentioned earlier that it looks like you've bitten more than you could chew. So how do you fund this project?
It's been tough. We initially went to corporate Ghana. It will surprise you that the enthusiasm from there has been quite low.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have my own personal experience with NICUs, so I think I understand that.
We've got a lot of support from regular everyday people.
Okay.
Now, we're thankful to a few. I mean, if you don't mind, I'd want to thank KGL. Yes. I mean, KGL Foundation has been extremely generous. GMPC, extremely generous, even though we had to go through a lot. A few individuals have been very generous. Vice President Baumia, very generous. And I'm not saying that I can list all of them.
Yes, because that's quite a number.
Yes, quite a number of people. I can mention Mr. Chum of Midwest and his brother Sickings. So quite a number of people have been very generous, you know. And I know that probably mentioning some names and leaving others may make others feel that you're leaving them out. But I want them to understand and forgive me. Off the top of my head, I can't, you know. So that's what we've done. Friends, family, people we know, corporate entities that are willing to listen to our story. They are the ones who have helped, really. And I'm happy because we've done, well, before the regions became 16, we're proudly said we've done every region.
Now that there are extra,
extra regions, then you don't know how the dynamics play out. But we've done Accra, Kolebu, Police Hospital, 37 Military Hospital, La General Hospital. We've done Tema General Hospital. We've done Konfanoche. We've done about 3 places, Agogo, Ashanti Achimago, Presby Hospital. We've done the Kumasi, I forgot the name, Kumasi something hospital. We've done Volta region. We've done Keta. We've done Ho. We've done Takwa, Pristia Huni Valley. We've done Western region, Eastern region, Kofodia, and Chibi Government Hospital. We've gone to Navrongo. We've gone to Wa. We've gone to Bolga. We've gone to Tamale. We've done quite a lot. We've gone to the Central region, and with the Central region, I made almost a political promise. Now I regret it, but I don't have a choice. When we went there, you know, the NICU is so small,
okay,
and seemed, you know,
cramped
in, and you feel hemmed in. And I promised that after incubator number 100, we'll try and raise funds to build them a NICU. Now I look at the resources.
The resources where you are now.
But the resource envelope is so small, and everybody else is fighting for that same envelope. But we'll see. Let's see how it goes.
That answers my question, because I was about asking that. So if you're able to do the 100, do you desert NICUs completely? But
No, I won't. Actually, after the 100, God willing, we will start the project of building an entirely new modern NICU for the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital.
Wow.
It was a promise I made. I intend to keep. I don't know how I'm going to raise the funds, but we'll try.
I'm sure we'll find help.
Yes, and let's
so
see.
If you are watching and you don't know what NICU is the neonatal intensive care unit, a place where preterm babies born before 37 weeks, and babies with difficulties, health difficulties are kept. Chairman's project handles incubators for preterm babies. They are kept in incubator for a while till they are grown and well, and then they are taken out. Then they follow with KMC, which is kangaroo mother care. Chairman, let's come to briefly your personal NICU experience. I'm sure before you started the NICU project, did you know NICU as a father? Had you experienced NICU as a father?
I mean, well, my mother says I was born preterm. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But my daughter, one of my daughters, my second daughter is my third child, was born preterm. And so that was my first experience with a NICU center. This is about 17 years ago at Kolebu. And, you know, Kolebu is fashionable. It's nice. It's
well resourced.
Comparatively, it's well better resourced than most hospitals. So that was my Kolebu NICU was where I, first experienced NICU. And of course, we used to call it premature. That's all we knew until I got to the politically correct preterm.
Do you have memories of NICU when your daughter was there? Seeing your daughter there?
I think that time has a way of eroding a lot of things for you. I have a few memories. One day when my daughter turned green, because she had somehow pulled the oxygen pipe.
So that's blue. She would go blue.
Going blue. She was disfiguring or discoloring, if you like, and they had to rush in, and But apart from that, there was a day also she was looking a bit yellowish, and they said it could be jaundice.
Yes, so they put.
But apart from those two quite frightening experiences, I'd say personally no. After about 4 or 5 days, she was taken out and she was healthy, she was fine. But I saw other babies, and even though my daughter was born preterm, I mean, she was a chubby baby. But these were kids who were born preterm that didn't look good, I mean, if you compare my daughter to them, my daughter was chubby. But it wasn't like she was a very chubby baby, but
compared to other
babies at the time, it was terrible. She was born, I think she was just about a kilo, a little over a kilo. I mean, there were children who were born 800 grams.
Tiny ones.
Yeah, when you tell people, they think it's a story.
No.
800 grams, 900 grams, 920 grams. And you look at the baby, you can put the baby in your palm.
But there are many success stories. And that's why I'm happy about this project, because in Kolebu, for instance, where their NICU is better than most places, they have many success stories. But other places where they don't really have the equipment, then there are issues because it's not well resourced.
The equipment is not there, the staff are probably not properly trained, their motivation is low. All these things contribute. And not to take anything away from others who are doing very well, I think Kolebu is still the ish. But if you go to Tamale, you should.
What?
Yes, the Tamale NICU, Tamale Teaching Hospital, their NICU is on point. It's on point, and I salute the doctors and nurses and other people there. You can feel the commitment when you get there. I guess also because it seems so far-flung out of Accra, you don't expect that level.
That level
but professionalism, commitment, zeal, energy, enthusiasm.
Even Kolebu doesn't have a place in the NICU for all mothers. There's only a KMC that Kolebu has.
Yeah, but there. Tamale has a place.
Wow.
I was impressed. The doctor was taking us around and he says, okay, this is the place we've created just in case the mothers want to spend the night, or just in case they want to rest, or they want to do KMC, or they need to, stretch out a bit.
Express breast milk,
express breast milk.
All that
and it's a nicely done place. Wow. I mean, it's not fashionable, but even the thought alone, I mean, it's air conditioned. Hello. It's cool.
NICU is stressful, so if you get a little comfort somewhere,
I know the
really,
feeling.
it really
I know the
helps.
feeling. I know the feeling.
Finally, Chairman, we know that you need a lot of money to push this project, because when your projects are seen, that's what we all advocate for, that all NICUs are well resourced to attend to babies, particularly the preterm ones. How do you intend finishing your other half? You are now at almost how do you intend?
We're still using the same channels of people we know, in the hope that they don't become donor fatigued. We're still knocking on the doors of corporate Ghana to give us a bit of their CSR budgets, you know, for this. We're trusting that whatever measures we put in place would yield some results. There's a general cash crunch around these days, and so it is understandable that you don't have people eagerly donating to charity. But we'll survive. I'm sure we will survive. We'll survive. Maybe in another, we're hoping that another 6 to 7 months, the cash crunch situation will stabilize, and a lot more people will be willing to give. Because in another 4 to 5 months, we're looking at the end of the year.
Yes.
And probably profits may have turned around a bit, and people will be more willing to give. So let's see how it goes.
Thank you very much for making time for us. We really appreciate this.
And thank you for what you're doing with NICU soldiers too. And whatever support we can, we'll give.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much. You can follow us, NICU Soldiers, on Instagram and on Facebook as well. This is our YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much. See you some other time. My name is Efia Kese.